So what I'm saying is I got a good swing, but it's fat. You know what I mean? You got to get it around the stomach.
It's down there somewhere.
It's
down there somewhere.
That's an epic picture.
You shut up. You shut up.
You give me the picture we throw on the screen.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Panther Designer, back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. We got the squad in the building. Yeah. As always, the pettiest man alive, Mr. P Kid. With sunglasses on for some reason. The super producer, Joel Holt. And of course,
what's happening?
Mr. Meaty, back at it again.
Yeah. With the white
Jordan
veins.
JC. You back on the steak?
Not yet.
No? Still staying off of the steak.
My man hit the stairs today. He said he's losing some weight. I'm committed to his growth.
And it doesn't feel like I lost
the
a bit of weight.
From what? From the ground floor to the first floor?
Oh, you got Joe. Hey, that's progress, all right? Progress, one day at a time, baby.
Who needs enemies?
He said there's progress. I was taking the elevator. At least I took the stairs. I've been taking the elevator.
That is progress.
A little sweat.
Hey, man, we got a lot to get into on today's show. Got to talk about our biggest takeaways from Bears training camp and, take a look at kind of how Caleb Williams looks and sounds coming out of his first training camp, of course, or I should say minicamp, not training camp, minicamp. Bears signed DeAndre Carter. Is that a Velus Jones replacement? Could be interesting. Does beating the best matter? Pause. And the Windy City Hall of Fame will begin the introduction to what is going to be a very fun offseason of Hall of Fame introductions.
Yep,
all that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do, boys. What's going on, my guy?
Man, it's a good day.
Trevor Lawrence is rich. Boy,
Bro.
275
Jesus.
for 5? 275 over 5?
55 milli per.
That's kind of nuts. Not gonna lie.
They're just giving money out here.
Hey, listen.
Shout out to Chef Mac, #1 in the chat, by the way.
Shout out Chef Mac, man. We got this
Raymond.
crimson in the you dig. I got Raymond Bennett as #1 in the chat.
#2.
Shout out Raymond Bennett. I don't know how that's falling in place. Y'all fight it out in the comments.
What up, Nova?
Ray Yana is
Nova?
in the building. Joshy in the building. Augustin in the building. Said T-Law got paid. Jeffrey Smith in the building. Appreciate y'all tuning in and showing love, man. Everybody been good. We weren't here yesterday because ESPN had me go to a very special event. We were at listen.
Talk to me.
Listen. The event is lit. It's a phenomenal event,
No Diddy party.
bro. But by the name, you couldn't tell that,
I was just about to say the name.
bro. The name of the event, you could tell there were no black people on the panel.
All right, where are we going with this, Pat? What's the name of the event?
Grip it and sip it.
Man.
Bro. It's nuts, bro.
That's a good segue.
No pun intended. Listen,
Grip it and sip it. It's nuts.
What's tough about it is though they make shirts for this event. So we just walking around with shirts that say "grip it and sip it" on it. You know what I mean? It's a phenomenal event. It's very fun. I enjoy all of it. But what a name! You know what I'm saying?
Gotta do better.
What a phenomenal event. It was a lot of fun. We played a lot of golf, 18 holes of golf. I was terrible. So I went back out there today, got some swings in with the super producer back there. And
The old guy did old guy
it was
things.
okay. It was okay.
There you go.
It was a good time. It was fun. It was a fun
I'm
time.
coming back to the basketball court too.
Oh, you better than me, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
The man just told you about
we were talking about this ahead of
That's
time, bro. I
different.
saw
That's
somebody tear their ACL in person. I'm done.
Oh, by the way, we got 100 in the chat.
I can't. Oh, 100 in the chat.
People don't understand.
No.
This guy has a whole court that he has access to 24/7, and he still ain't gonna be able to beat me. I just want him to know that.
When's the last time you played ball on that court?
He watched somebody play ball on it.
Last year, yeah.
Last
season.
That's
Last
nuts.
season.
I was
They're
not
cold.
expecting that. That's nuts.
Yeah.
But
It's not
no,
that
it
like
was-
Lizzie, man.
We're gonna move on from that
bro.
topic.
When I tell you, bro, I seeing somebody get hurt, it messed with me mentally. All I could think was, bro, you 30 plus and ain't got no knee, and you got a rehab a knee.
Hey, I hope he had insurance.
He a mailman, he good. You know they union.
No, depends on
if he
on
got
how
hurt.
soon because if he's a CCA,
Oh, listen, you be smart. He gonna go to work and then fall down.
I mean, it depends.
You better go to work and trip.
If he a new hire, he might not be covered on that one.
I don't know. I don't know all his backstory in detail, but that mess just. I saw that. I was like, "Yep, I think athletic events are."
Hey, that scarred him so much. He's been golfing for 2 days straight.
I'm big golf now. They finna call me Tiger Pat out here. Tiger the designer out here.
Tiger
You know
the
what I mean?
designer.
Pat Woods? No, that sounds crazy.
Pat the Tiger.
Pat the Tiger. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
All right.
Is that a play on something else though? That could be taken. All right, let's talk football.
Let's talk football.
Appreciate y'all tuning in, showing love. Let's get into.
Hey, Joshua, it ain't good.
You know what I mean? It's crazy right now. Let's get into our biggest takeaways from Bears minicamp and OTAs, which have been weird, but they did this mess backwards. Like rookie minicamp was last, mandatory minicamp was last week, and then like OTAs, the mess was it got weird. It got very interesting.
For those who know, he messed up the fusion dance. Anyway.
Oh,
right.
Hold on.
Anyway,
we right here.
We here?
Five. Oh dang, we bad boo. We bad boo on that. But no, Kanye boy said Tiger the designer is crazy. But no, there was a lot of good football that we saw from Caleb Williams and the Bears throughout this process. And I'll say this: listen,
can we put the pads on?
Oh well, that too. Y'all know that I was a Justin Fields fan and all of that, and I wanted him to be here, wanted him to get his opportunity. I think a good chunk of us in the building did, outside of Kid, that are here today.
What did you just say?
I think that us three wanted him to be here.
Oh yeah, you three did. Definitely did.
But it's different.
Oh,
it's very different. It's a different vibe. It's a different feeling. When they talk about the cadence, it seems like that's the thing that they're most worried about right now. It's just different. Like that is the word that I would use coming out of it to describe how minicamp and summer camp felt. They weren't worried about footwork. They weren't worried about ball placement. They weren't worried about it. Just feels different. And Caleb is giving the Chicago Bears, at least on the surface until real games start, something that it feels like they've never had, and that's confidence in a quarterback.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
We had one good rush for 1,200 yards. You didn't say that.
All right, here
You
we
said
go.
All right,
rush.
here we go.
We don't need him to rush. We need him to
Here
throw.
we go.
You need to say that last part again.
We need him to throw.
You don't need him to what?
We don't need him to rush.
You
It's
need
great
him
to
to-
rush.
There
but
you go. All right, cool.
I'm just saying.
I just rub it in every time. That's all it is.
Man, you're not rubbing nothing in because
you weren't believing.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna have my shady.
you didn't
moment.
believe. No, I think
I'm gonna have my shady moment.
I think here's the thing. It doesn't hurt me. He's my quarterback. Yeah, I mean, I'd be upset if like he was somebody else's quarterback.
But
It was
this
like,
kind
it's
of wasn't for you. It's for
hey,
everybody else.
He's my quarterback.
It's
Hey,
for those
Ba-
sad
hey,
faces behind there. Those sad saps.
Baki said, so what you say? What you saying, Paz? It took one pass. He was like, "Yep, we good."
I'm not even saying that. I think realistically, what my takeaway from what I've seen from Caleb Williams is that all the talent is there. The confidence is there. But when you watch him play and what they're actually worried about, it's literally nothing to do with the actual arm strength or arm ability or anticipatory throws.
You got it.
Y'all shut y'all.
You know what we need to do is a dictionary.
It's not a seasoning for steaks there back there.
Every time we jack
bring a
up
little
word,
anticipation
we
on
need to
it.
take that word and then make a new definition of it.
Yeah.
The
But
big
no,
word of
like
the day.
it is literally one of those things where, and I'm not saying that he's going to be the best quarterback ever his first season. I'd like him to be, but it just feels like there's a confidence around this young man to the point where, and I don't know if y'all peeped this yesterday. Caleb Williams talked again yesterday.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I saw
Yep.
it.
In the summer program, Caleb Williams has talked 3 times.
Mhm.
The Bears never push a quarterback to this podium like that.
He comes across
The
like
Bears
a true leader.
never push people to the podium that way. Like they literally are just like, we're not going to have him talk.
You feel
We're
like that's
not
what-
going to put him out there so that people can like misconstrue his words and all
He's
of that.
he is the face of the franchise. He's being put in position,
But
but
also-
he commands the room very well. I think
Yeah,
that he
That's what I was getting.
understands what his role is, and he's taking it very seriously. I think Not to say that other quarterbacks haven't, but the talent with the work ethic. And by the way, we still really haven't seen him throw yet. But by all means, or by what we're hearing reports and what's going on, we look like we're in a good spot. Go ahead, Jordan.
No, I was just gonna say, like,
Josh
what do you got?
Josh Smith said, bro, morphing into an uncle right before our eyes. Anticipation is peak uncle. Giving up basketball, anticipation,
Uncle, really?
hitting the golf
Playing
course.
golf.
It's down there somewhere.
No, I think that I'm right with you on that. One of the things that we always had an issue with when it came to Caleb was the fact that
What happened? My fault, dog. Sorry.
the fact that Caleb got messed my own point up. Caleb going into this whole evaluation coming from college was one of the questions was, is he good in front of the media? Is he willing to speak in front of the media? What's his level like, and what's his connection with answering questions, facing the noise and things of that nature? That was one of the so-called quote unquote red flags coming from USC, right? Well, you're seeing this dispelled right in front of our eyes. He's constantly up there. Seems like he's always on point with his answers. He's talking about getting connected and gelling with all the players on and off the field. They're going to dinners. They're going to movies. They're going to Cubs games. They're going to Sox games. Like, it's just one big happy family right now, and I love it.
As long as they actually win, like it's all good.
Well, yeah, of course,
and that is what I want to see. When
200
when
in chat,
you,
by the way.
the
Over 200 in the chat.
200.
Hey, 200, why you make that face?
Jordan be making some. I don't even know back there,
This
bro.
man's like an R&B song. 200.
I'm taking over Calvin's spot. He's the R&B.
Oh, you ain't got no
right
glasses.
Yeah, I
Okay,
got no
okay.
glasses.
If I could say this though, the one thing all jokes aside though, it's a lot riding on Caleb's success is just outside of the Bears. Understanding him being one of the first, major NIL stars to come out.
Yeah.
Being a young black man at that, for them to say, some of the monikers that they had, what happens when you give these athletes money early and things of that nature, how they're going to act. So everything that he's put forth so far just tells me that he's going to be a class act, he's going to be a leader, and that he's going to absolutely, represent well for his generation of QB and stars. And that gives me I'm really happy to see that. I'm really happy to see the Bears be the franchise to have the first opportunity to do that, and what that also means for Ryan Poles and also Kevin Warren. Ultimately, how they've been able to change and retool this entire story franchise. Like all the storylines that come together with this. Really happy to see it, and I'm happy that OTAs didn't. He showed up and he showed out. Now let's put some pads on to actually play some football.
No, that's what I was gonna say. The real part about this to me is when you're like looking at, okay, it looks good, he's playing well, he's doing. Hey Joe,
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to make some stuff.
Hey Jordan, do some work back there, dog. Jesus. Can't take over Calvin's spot and you're messing up the ones and twos, bro. No, the one thing that I'll say about Caleb that I do want to see is, okay, what happens when you do lose? What happens when the Bears media does come after you for making a mistake? Because we know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We know it's going to be people in the press conference like, why'd you make that throw? What'd you see on that play that caused you to screw it up? Like, what happened? Unless he's phenomenal the second he gets out there, right? But I think that I do still want to see that because we didn't get to see that in college. Lincoln Riley sheltered him a lot. Lincoln Riley was like, you're not talking to him. He don't want to talk to you, so y'all not talking to him, right? You don't get to do that in the NFL. But realistically speaking, that's a Lincoln Riley problem. That's not a Caleb Williams problem. He seems like he could come off of like he did a bad day at practice and go up there and still, answer questions the right way and do, this is what we did. This is what we need to improve on. This is where we at right now. We're going to keep moving in the right direction. So I do want to see it after games when Bears media actually goes at you. But I like what I've seen from the start. I will also say that the Caleb Williams storyline has been so strong that it has overshadowed how ridiculously freaking good Rome Odunze is.
Yeah, but
Rome is an absolute monster. Keenan Allen will not be here long. If they re-sign Keenan Allen, it's going to be, here's a 1-year deal for you, my boy.
Well, speaking of that, he also was talking about with all the receivers getting money, he's thinking that he's going to get like a huge contract. So
He should.
Don't think he will.
He should. 100%
If he performs, yeah. If he performs, if he's the Keenan Allen of old and he gets 1,200, 1,300 yards.
When you're on a loaded team,
that was last season.
But when you're on a loaded team, he may not get as many targets. but it doesn't mean that he doesn't have the same production, like yards per catch and things of that nature. So he may not have that opportunity because I'm expecting Rome to get a lot of use. The business of football might take over with that one, but I mean, Keenan is absolutely
Rome's coming after Puka.
Baki said Keenan just signed with Clutch. Enough said.
Oh yeah, he's getting that
that's
money.
right. Yeah,
Oh yeah, he gonna get the bag. Listen, I fully expect him to get the bag. He should get the bag. I think he's gonna be a phenomenal receiver.
You caught that one,
but
he ain't gonna be a Chicago.
He probably will not be a Chicago Bear next season, which means the Bears will get a compensation pick, 3rd and/or 4th rounder, which means that Rome Odunze will see more as his career progresses, and he'll kind of be relied on more. But he's that good of a player. He's so good. He's fast. He can go up and get it. He's strong. His footwork is really good to start off. Now, and to me, right, like Caleb Williams and all of that, right, you can't really tell a lot.
Yeah.
Because there's no pass rush. There is a pass rush, but they can't hit him. But it's minimal, right? There's no offensive line blocking. You're not really dealing with real pressure in your face, so all the throws are easy to make, blah, blah, blah. Rome is going up against DBs that are really out there going at him. Like, it's still one-on-one, but it's still a lot of hand fighting, body contact. I'm staying right with you. Like, Rome is in a fight every play, and he's winning those fights. He's really good. And that tells you, like, of course, the quarterback's always going to get more of the conversation.
Because they have to get the ball.
But if Caleb was bad, the storyline would be at least you got Rome.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The fact that Caleb is doing so well to this point, the
Giants.
storyline can be, and also you got Rome.
We beat the Giants.
I don't know about that.
At least you got.
Yeah. No, I don't know about that. The Giants don't got nobody throwing the football.
Oh, well,
Malik Neighbors is throwing to himself. I saw that in practice.
Oh, yeah. Did he threw it up in the air?
He doing one of them old school kid joints where you, and then you run over and I got that mug. But no, I'm really excited about what we're seeing offensively. Defensively, I'll say that, and I said this with Dion today. My takeaway defensively from training camp, I don't expect the offense to hit the ground running. I think that people believe that they will. I think that the coaches will be confident in them. I don't think they'll be holding it back, but I don't expect it to be 600 yards week 1.
Nope.
Right? Now, listen, you can CJ Stroud that mug, and I'll be happy all day.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just not my expectation. I do expect the defense to be dominant week 1. And I think that they have the unit that actually you can go out there and do that with. They have a unit right now that is flying around the football field, that looks confident, that's talking confidently, that everybody knows where they're supposed to be. And I think that's why, to me, just sticking with DeMarcus Walker might not be the worst thing in the world next year, because now D-Walk knows how to play the position opposite of Montez Sweat. You saw him improve, not a ton, but enough for you to continue to get pressure on the quarterback last season. I think that, to me, makes a big difference coming into this year. Maybe why Ryan Pohl's more willing to be a little bit more stagnant and try and find somebody on the cheap. Also, your DB unit is the best in football, and your linebacker unit looks absolutely like one of the top 5 linebacker units in football. And everybody knows where to go. They should be able to hit the ground running.
No, man. I mean, to your point, chemistry goes a long way. These guys have been playing with each other for the last 3 years, and then you add on a better safety. You add on your boy Austin Booker, who by all accounts, man, I'm really loving what I see from him just in the little bit that we have. Of course, we don't have full pads on and stuff, but you love his potential. I'm not personally high on DeMarcus Walker. I do wish that they go and get somebody else. I'll be honest with you. That's always been my sentiment. I feel like he's a good spell like guy that comes in, maybe gives you good 20 snaps to spell the starter. That's why I wouldn't mind getting Ngakoue or, like we mentioned, Calais. But overall, this defense is is to be reckoned with from day one. I definitely agree with that.
I think what we're not accustomed to, I think, is like we're used to the defense pretty much getting built as a system, and we've dominated and we've had success time and time again. We've seen the 3-4 be successful. We've seen this cover 2. We're looking at now on the opposite side, the offense has a scheme with skill position players. It's not necessarily on the cheap. It's, we're seeing this for the first time where it's not hodgepodge. It's not a failed coordinator here. It's not this guy here. It's a journeyman guy here. So what we're excited about is that this looks like a competent football team. And now we have a quarterback, which by all measures looks like we have a top prospect who is a possible generational quarterback. But I think even if he's not as great as we want him to be, he's still going to be successful because of the things been put in place that we've been asking for a very long time.
I think it's a good point to your point, Pat. Not expecting it to be perfect right off the cuff. Using CJ Stroud as a good example. CJ Stroud, first game, 242 yards, 0 tuds, 0 INTs. That's great, but he got sacked 5 times too. So that learning curve. I didn't watch that game, but I can only like imagine that. Hey, you're looking at that learning curve of everything there. Realistically, they lost. They did play a heck of a team. They played Baltimore, so like heck of a team to go against to get your first professional game. Realistically, but the point is like, hey. CJ Stroud is like the poster boy of what we want him to look like. Everyone says he has to look like this for us for all the praise that he's getting. Well, CJ started off a little slow. His first 2 games, 2 L's. 2 L's. He threw 2 touchdowns out of 2 games. He didn't throw no picks, thank God. But like, don't expect it to be, like you said, 600 yards, 20 touchdowns, stuff like that. It may start slow. And so be realistic about that.
But by the way, I do have now a new segment called the Word of the Day, and that word is anticipation.
I saw this man looking over.
I was wondering why you was not talking for 40 minutes there.
This dude.
The word of the day is tempted to anticipate. And we just made up a new word.
To anticipate. Anticipation. Word of the day.
That's cold, dog.
Joe's Nito. Word of the day.
Sponsored by nobody.
If we flub up a word, we're gonna make up a new word. That's our
I
word
like
of the day.
that. I like that. That's a vibe. By the way, over 300 in the chat. 300. Yo, Twitter putting in work today. 154 over on the Twitter side, 145 over on the YouTube side. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Retweet it if you're over on Twitter, because the likes are they made the likes private now. They said, oh no, it's about to turn into a freak show over here on Twitter, dog. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's about to get dangerous over there, bro. Bro, listen. Oh, you didn't know? Elon. Well, I don't know when it wasn't. But Elon basically said, no, feel free to post your porn here.
Why does removing likes mean that?
Because now people can like what they want and everybody else can't see it.
Yeah, it's like a private show.
Yeah, but it still helps your post go higher. Yeah.
AD,
yeah.
Stay away
from don't bring AD into this. Bring AD into this.
I love you, AD.
AD was wild with the likes, bro. AD, hey, I had to unfollow him for about 6 months. I was like, Jesus.
AD's my boy.
Hey,
we love you. Hey,
I love you, bro. He'd be like, they need love too. No.
It's a joke, you all. It's a joke. AD's a wholesome guy, happily married. Don't worry about it. In case people watch.
AD watching. That's the best part.
Hey, listen, it's an insider. He gets it anyway. Moving on.
Relax, Kobe. He gets it. 81 olives. But no, we getting breaking news on this. Mo Cheeks signing with the Knicks. He left the Bulls and said, I'm out. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Thank God.
Thank God. Okay. Mo Cheeks, phenomenal basketball player.
Was Cheeks.
Nobody says he's a good coach.
Cheeks.
Nobody says he's a good coach.
Extreme Cheeks.
Did he get? Well, he was in Philly, right? Because
he was a head coach in Philly.
Iverson was trying to. No, I think it fell apart even with Iverson.
At
first, he was defending him. He was like,
a head
talking about Mo
coach. Wasn't he a head coach when
literally
when,
his last name?
What his name was?
What?
Because somebody was talking about him.
For what? What was the context?
Matt Barnes. Was Matt Barnes in Philly? Was he ever in Philly?
I don't think so. I feel like he was.
Somebody was talking about him on a podcast, and they was like, Mo Cheeks basically told him, "You'll never." Like, I don't know why you practice the threes. Was that Matt Barnes?
Yes.
Said, I don't know why you practice the threes. You'll never shoot them in a game.
Yep.
And Matt Barnes proved to be like a lethal 3-point shooter. Yep. So like,
yeah, you say he don't like.
Hey Mo.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, I don't need Mo Cheeks around. Yeah,
Mo Cheeks to the Knicks makes sense.
Well, he's just an assistant coach.
Yeah, he's just an assistant coach.
Yeah, but it makes sense. Think about the style of ball they play, the hustle guys around them and stuff like that. Yeah. How it makes sense. He can coach that style of team.
Hey, I think Hayes said it best when we talked about it when the Bulls end up letting them go. Mo Cheeks got clapped. Appreciate y'all tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Let's keep it moving along. Bears did make a quick signing today.
Oh, baby.
That is an interesting signing. DeAndre Carter spent some time with Philly, with Houston, spent some time with the Bears in 2020. I didn't know this.
Didn't know that either.
A journeyman guy who basically is coming in for the punt return and or kick return job. Now, probably more punt return, I would think, than kick return, but on kick return, he has been a better player. 2022, he spent some time with the Chargers, 538 punt return yards. Hold on. No, that's actually rushing and receiving. Let me get that right there. 232 punt return yards. Tough. And then 262 kick return yards. Boys, is Velus on the way out the door?
You're dang
He's
right.
not.
You're dang right. I am so thankful.
Now,
Whatever
2 years
pictures he
ago,
had.
2 years ago in Washington, he did have 904 kick return yards. That was his biggest opportunity over the last 3 years, where he was definitely the guy.
Yeah.
So he can return the football. He's only had one kick return touchdown his entire career.
He had more than Velus.
He's got one more than Velus.
There you go.
That's all that matters.
He's
There you
got
go.
one more than
How many
Velus.
yards does he have on the return more than Velus?
Well, he's
That's
gonna
a
have
good
lot
question.
more.
Let me
He's a
let me
six-year pro.
let me look
year?
that
I
up.
mean, he's a
today.
6-year pro.
He's
You're
a
right.
six-year
You're right.
pro,
I mean,
so
we
he's
can break
gonna-
it down year over year. I guess what we're trying to get at is Velus Jones is just like Mo. He's go ahead, say it with me.
I don't know if he's clapped.
There you go. There you go.
Chiefs.
He's definitely
I'm gonna be
Chiefs,
honest with
and
you.
he's about to get clapped. Go ahead, send him out, get him off this roster, baby. Let's go. Let's go. That's it.
Marcus B.
Come
Yes,
on.
we did mention Trevor Lawrence at the beginning of the show, but people are saying about the
Yeah,
Trevor
yeah.
Lawrence, 200 million guaranteed, 142 at the signing. Thanks,
Yeah.
Baki. But yeah, we
Hey,
talked
y'all,
about
guess
that
what? We
earlier.
gonna get back to that because of course, it ties back into what.
Well,
could have been
it ties
possible
into the final conversation that we're
There
gonna
you
have
go.
talking about the Atlanta fine.
Hey, listen.
But what I'm gonna be real with you, it's a body. It's a body to me.
Yeah, it's just depth
He's
for
another guy
special
because
teams.
when you for those of you who haven't seen how the kick return works, it's usually two guys are gonna be back there.
Mhm.
So you're gonna have one on one side, one on the other. It's another guy to be out on the field with you. I don't know if he's gonna get. It depends on if the ball gets kicked to him or not. But you want to have two weapons that can both go out there and run. DeAndre Carter. I mean, listen. The one thing about Velus, if this new rule does change anything for him,
It gotta be.
we know Velus has the size and the weight to go out there and run mugs over if he gets one shot. DeAndre Carter, he's 5'8", 190 pounds, stout guy. You know what I mean? That can go out there and get after
he
it.
definitely here for Velus because Velus ain't gonna be on the field no other time.
I like his
Well,
versatility.
he's not going to be on the field no other time either. He's not a wide receiver.
I'm just saying,
Well, I
Velus,
mean,
Velus
he's a
was.
kid.
I mean, he got
He's special
538 receiving yards in 22. I mean,
Who?
I just like his versatility.
Yeah.
Oh, Carter.
You can use him out there in like a whatever package, like we used to use Tariq Cohen, back in the day. He's connecting back with his position coach and Chris
Yeah,
Beebe.
I guess not bad on that either. 65 targets, 46 receptions. Like, I guess if you get down to, but I'll say this: if we see DeAndre Carter catching passes, we definitely had a problem.
Oh, somebody injured.
You know what I mean?
Somebody
If we see DeAndre Carter catching passes, we've gone through a few wide receivers. Like, Velus Jones should be above him on the receiver depth chart.
Tyler
No, he
Scott
shouldn't.
is injured.
Yeah,
No.
Tyler Scott's injured.
Why
Yeah,
should
man.
Velus be ahead of him?
I don't even have a good reason.
I mean,
There you go.
Velus-
Talk to me, baby. I knew it was something.
Why would Velus be in front of
He
him?
would
Just because he's Poles' pick.
He's got
Velus-
more than a body. He's got more
He
than a
didn't
body
fumble
pack.
last year.
That mug give
But he didn't
Velus some
do
problems,
anything
especially with
when he
Dante
caught the
Pettis on
ball,
the team.
though.
I don't know.
Hey,
if that's
that
part,
dude was
I wouldn't
Tim
mind
Hardaway
you
last
not fumbling the
last
ball,
season.
but I would
Here's
also like
the-
him
here's
to
issue with
produce.
Velus was that he
No,
fumbled the ball, right? He's fast.
this
Yeah,
is my
sure.
problem with mugs that like defend Velus.
Here
Because
we
yes, he didn't fumble the football last year.
But that was his
What'd he
job.
do?
No, no, it's not
He
that.
didn't even do his job.
It's not even that. It's not even that.
His job was a catch. He just
When you
did his
have
job.
the kind of player that you say, if you can get the ball in his hands, he's dangerous.
He can't get the ball.
That's a problem. He plays wide
That's-
receiver,
I'll give you that.
and we can't get the ball in his hands. He's a wide receiver that the ball don't go in his hands. You know what we call that? That's a DB.
Yeah.
No, I think. Look, I'm not trying to be on the record for defending.
I
him
feel
in
like
a
you
sense.
defended
I think
Velus.
you're about to
You're
be.
on the record, my boy.
You're already
You're about
there.
to be.
You're
Go
already
ahead.
there.
This is your third time defending Velus.
There you
all
go.
I'm saying.
What's
No, what
yeah.
I'm noticing
He got those
is-
photos of you, don't he?
Oh wow!
Oh.
Wait a minute. Hey, where's the flag? at?
No, what I'm saying is
Holton heavy.
it's more about all I'm saying is
and
there was an improvement with him. That's all. It's no different from the whole.
Got you.
Guys, I'm trying to make a point here. Can we be mature?
Sorry,
Be
sorry.
mature, guys. We're
Hey,
trying to run a show.
We're doing a serious show.
All right.
About Velus.
Gotta be serious.
Hey, he blackmailing Joe now.
No, but I all I'm saying is it's no different from the Justin Fields thing of seeing has been improvement. I'm not saying he's great, but you're right. When he does get the ball in his hands, is he able to go gadget and make extra yards and get a lot of yak or something like that? However, we're also having an issue with the type of scheme that we ran last year. Nothing looked great anyways.
I think here's what throws me off, and like the video if you agree though, or disagree, just like the video. Here's what throws me off about Velus right now though, and why DeAndre Carter, I guess he could be coming in as a guy who could, if Velus doesn't work out in this year, you can rely on somebody who's a confident veteran back there as well.
Yeah.
To me, with Velus Jones, where are you finding time to put him in? And on top of that, what have you seen from him that is, we got to get the ball in this guy's hands? Like what? Like, be real with me. And I know Joe, but anybody in the chat that is, they want Velus here. They think that he's a weapon. Because there are people out here like this that are like, if you get the ball in his hands, he's dominant.
Yeah.
Tell me a Velus Jones play.
Those are the same people who believe Tyson Bagent could be.
No, Tyson Bagent is actually nice. I mess with Bagent. But tell me a Velus Jones play. He's been in the NFL 2 years. Tell me the play that sold you on him being that you having some kind of confidence in it.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
Because there's plays for that's why it's different from Justin. There's plays for Justin Fields where I'm like, you give him the weapons, he could do that on a consistent basis. But I don't have a Velus play. I don't have a Velus run back.
It's all it is.
I don't have listen, and it's not.
I think it's the
I'm
burst.
really
it's the hope and
burst
prayer
scheme.
of that Poles was right when he drafted him. That his draft, his what
I'm
happened?
trying to remember.
This man went to his highlights. It's only 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's mostly kickoffs. 2 minutes could be a long time.
He did
It's
the
a-
jet sweep play. Everybody always references the jet sweep play. How many yards that jet sweep play get?
No, he ran for a touchdown his rookie year. There was an end around, so he was. He
Not
had
memorable is the point.
right.
Again,
I'm just saying, there's things,
again. How many yards did
It's
that
the
play
hope
get?
and the
that was about
prayer
40 yards.
That
That was a
Poles
40-yard
right.
run
Yeah, he broke it and went down the sideline. And then there's a return right here. He's
in the regular season.
yeah,
Seattle.
his rookie year against Seattle. He ran it.
No, he went out of bounds.
Now he went
Yep,
no, but he went far enough. He
Yeah,
went like
Does he
40,
have
50 yards.
Does he have more mistakes that we remember?
So
We
plays?
remember the mistakes.
I
against-
remember
in
the
Well,
big
here's-
one where
here's the thing.
bounced in
Do we
front of
have?
him when he
Does he
could
have
caught
more
it.
big mistakes than he has memorable
Hey,
plays?
listen. I love that. I love that though.
Look,
Let's
he's running it-
listen to the play that we're saying though. The jet sweep.
Great.
He ran it back.
How many
to
times
about,
a game is a jet sweep gonna work?
Once.
he's had good returns. He had a 60. What is it?
Couple if
He
you
ran
do
to
it
the
right.
40 against Detroit. No, he's done things where it's like, no, that's
Joe,
just-
you're looking at the plays right now.
What
I
I'm
said,
saying, but
what
you're saying
play
he
is
did nothing.
memorable that changed your mind?
because I would see these little highlights here and there. Something stuck in my head said
Let me-
he
I
can't
do
do
remember
all
that.
something.
jokes,
I
all
do
jokes
remember
aside,
that.
though.
He-
Seriously,
That's all I'm saying.
is his mistakes more memorable than his big plays?
100%.
Well,
me, yes.
anytime you fumble a kickoff, you're gonna remember that.
No,
That's
I mean,
a huge one fumble of a kickoff is
Nah, I
huge.
mean Devin fumbled
On
kickoffs. I don't remember.
there's some good people who fumble.
Devin has fumbled kickoffs, but I don't I
But
don't
he
remember when he did it.
losing a fumble, and he didn't lose that many.
No, his fumbles were like the difference with Velus is his fumbles clearly lost you the game.
Right. All I'm saying is he stopped fumbling last year because we noticed that he fumbled a lot. So I could see if he had worked on that, he does have speed.
So his only
So,
improvement is he
because-
finally started.
hold
to
on.
James Johnson said the jet all he good for. He said jet sweep twice. Like I'm gonna be real with you.
No,
Like
when
I'm here for you with the jet sweep, but that's not enough. Like you got to be.
I didn't say that.
Now,
I said
now.
I mentioned that he did a jet sweep. Then he did a bunch of returns. What I'm getting at is that once we all said they changed the kickoff rules, what did everybody's first reaction was?
I said
Velus might
Velus
be
Jones
back.
That's
could be
all
back.
we're saying. That's it in the return game.
Steve,
That's
that's
it.
true. I forgot about that. Devin did fumble a kickoff and then scored a touchdown off of it.
Yeah.
I do remember that one.
So
yeah,
that's
in the
all
end zone.
that's all I'm saying
Yeah.
is I'd like to see what he could do in the return game. I'm not looking at him to be a surefire, third or fourth receiver. And I saw that he stopped fumbling when they put him in the game. That's it.
I like the fact that we have options. I'll put it like that. You have competition now where you're just not relying on him to be the guy. If these rule changes are going to be significant, then you got other people who have been there and done that as well. So
I think what makes it interesting to me, though, is there's so many players on this team that can return the kickoff.
Yeah.
There's so many players on this team that have returned kickoffs.
Pettis looked good.
Tyreek Stevenson has returned kickoffs.
Hey, that's his quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
that's my corner and my quarterback.
He can play corner. He can play quarterback. Yeah, I mean, like Tyler
Scott did this.
Tyler Scott is. Nah, I don't want to see Tyler Scott.
I don't want to see him do it, but he's done it. No, he had a decent
you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Tyler Scott return kickoffs in this with the new kickoff rules.
Yeah.
Because the only reason I didn't want to see Tyler Scott return kickoffs was because, brother,
that dude gets flung.
Johnny Knox.
Oh yeah,
that's the only reason I didn't want to see him return kickoffs.
Who's the fastest guy on the team?
It's supposed to be
probably
wrong.
He's a 4.2.
He was 4.2.
I feel like Tyler might be faster than him.
They Rome?
I feel like Tyler might be faster than him.
Rome is more like
Rome's combine speed didn't.
That's what I'm saying. He's got the speed. It's like you'd like to see if
I hear you, but
confident coaching is a problem. On top of someone that's like under the pressure that he got to perform, he keeps fumbling the ball. But I'm just saying I'd like to see him in the return game and see what he does. Now, if he's tears it up in muffs and whatever, done.
Yeah, Velus was a 4.31.
He's tearing up muffs. What?
4.31.
What'd you just say?
I don't know what he said.
What'd you say? He's tearing up what?
If he tears it up in muffs a punt, that's what he said.
There you go.
I don't think that's what he said.
That's what he tried to say.
I don't think that's what he said.
I got you, Joe. I
didn't hear that one.
I got you. We're gonna keep it moving.
That was nuts.
We're gonna keep it moving.
For Velus. I don't know what Tyler Scott was saying. Trying to move on here.
And the next topic on the Windy City
no servants on this channel.
Hey, listen. Those views are expressed by Joe, all his and his alone.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, can I shift and sell you on DeAndre Carter? that's what I want to do. Yeah, that's what it is.
No, but I like the fact that you brought in DeAndre Carter as a second body to be back there. I ain't gonna lie to you. Dante Pettis ain't done a whole lot.
He's just been
he's
okay.
Like the elder statesman's of return.
Bro, I don't think
he's caught a couple passes.
He's probably not gonna make this team.
No, you're right. With this guy,
I'm saying that like OTAs and minicamp. Dante Pettis really is. He's like on the sideline a lot.
Once you brought in Keenan and Rome, all those guys are expendable. I mean, Dante was like our number 2 receiver, right?
Oh my God, with Equanimous and those
Brown,
yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah,
see now he can't catch. No, I was done with him. St. Brown,
but he was a good blocker though.
But I need my receiver to catch the ball.
Still was a good blocker.
Listen. But once again,
he was a good blocker.
If your best talent as a receiver is
blocking,
we put these hands on you.
That's
most receivers don't want to get touched. Most receivers go through life and they're like, please, I never want to block you and I don't want to put my hands on you.
That's called what again, Pat?
Getting active.
There you go.
Let's keep this thing moving along, man. We've been trying to have this conversation for a little while. I thought this was a good time to bring it here with off-season content being here. And of course, we've seen the Bears going through some tough teams and Aaron Rodgers leaving the division. And we talked about what does it mean to beat the best? To you, does beating the best matter? And what I mean by that is the context of this conversation was, does beating the best on your way to winning a championship matter?
Yes. Absolutely.
Thank you.
No.
Now you say no.
No.
3-1.
And
y'all are phenomenal.
Time out.
Y'all are phenomenal.
In the grand scheme of it, does it change what happens? No,
it doesn't change.
It doesn't change it. So it doesn't matter in that one. But I think when it comes to like ranking these teams, as we often do after the playoffs, like we rank these teams as based off their talent and stuff like that. Like I don't think the Mavs were the best team in the Western Conference. But they got there. But they weren't the best team there.
I think the numbers would tell you differently. I think that they were in the second half of the season one of the best defensive teams. They also had one of the best backcourt duos. I mean, it's kind of the best team in the West. Now, defensively, the best team there was the Minnesota Timberwolves, which is why they also got to the Western Conference Finals. But the Minnesota Timberwolves average about 2 more points than the Chicago Bulls do, which is why they did not get to the NBA Finals.
I get that. I think the Wolves were.
So who was the best
overall team? I think the Wolves
my-
were better overall team, especially considering the matchup.
My point was it started with like when the Raptors beat the Warriors. Technically, yeah, they won. They were the champions, but really because the guys got hurt, right? And my issue was about creating greatness or extending that. So after that, they pretty much fell off. Or when you can win it, but it's not like you actually did it where, to me, if you're the number one team, you worked hard, you put in the work for this, and you're going against the number one contender, it means more to beat the best.
But why did they fall off, Joe?
I understand what happened. They got you're talking about teams that fell off.
Well, no. Why did the Toronto Raptors fall off?
What's the name left?
So it's a bad example. If Kawhi Leonard comes back to that team the next season, they're probably right back in the NBA Finals.
Because that means what's the name's Achilles needs to get popped, and what's the name needs to tear his knee up. That's how they ended up winning. The guys weren't there.
You do realize that Toronto's in the Eastern Conference, right?
I get you.
So Toronto could have come back with a Kawhi Leonard. Now Kawhi may not have been healthy. That's a whole different conversation. More than likely,
I don't think that Toronto team beats that Bucks team.
That's what I'm
saying.
Maybe
not.
It's just
that Bucks team was different.
Maybe not.
That Giannis was different. I don't think we've seen that level of
But
Giannis.
that was
like
the example that
Phoenix.
he used before, right? He
Okay.
used the example of that Bucks team before and said, yeah, they won, but everybody on Phoenix was hurt. So you saying that Bucks team is different? It don't matter.
But my point was, it was just only because you kept saying it doesn't matter. I don't care who you play.
No, because
I was saying, if you beat the big bully on the block, right, versus beating up a little kid, yeah, I beat him up. Doesn't matter. But when you beat the bully, or it's the adversity of going through the toughness and winning. It's more gratifying. That's all I was saying.
How many players got hurt on the way to Kobe Bryant winning his rings? How many players got hurt on the way to Michael Jordan winning his rings? It's sports. People get hurt.
I get
people go out. So like my point is, you're saying, right, like Michael Jordan's first ring, he didn't beat the best because a huge part of their team was not on the court.
Well, I mean,
it didn't matter. Were we all here in Chicago going, we won the ring, we the world champions, run that mug back.
Well, Magic, they beat them the first game, right? Everybody, they weren't ready yet. The thing was, Mike and them arrived. This isn't really about necessarily saying that, they beat a certain team. My point was your comment of like, I don't care who I beat. And all I'm saying is it's more gratifying when you do beat the best.
I'll say this.
If the Chicago Bears win the Super Bowl this year, but it's up against the Baltimore Ravens and Zay Flowers is hurt, do you care?
You can only play who's in front.
Do you care?
No,
not at all.
But if Baltimore's the
when
best
you
team
go into next season and somebody
the best team getting up
there's
there,
no
But guess
absolute
what?
team.
But if you go into next season and somebody tells you y'all championship don't matter because Zay Flowers wasn't out there, you're not gonna sit there and go, you know what? We didn't beat the best. You're right. You're gonna debate why the championship matters. You're gonna talk about what happened during the season. The championship is not just in the championship. It's everything that it took to get to that point. And my point is, beating the best, yeah, that's cool if you go out there and do it. And yeah, there's teams that do beat the best. Guess what? San Francisco beat the best. San Francisco was the best in the Super Bowl, and they lost.
That's fine. And that was a good Super Bowl. They had a chance. That was, to me,
and they
either
lost.
way it went. Either way they went. No, but Kansas City was still a good team.
So guess which team we're not going to talk about when history looks back on it.
I hear you.
So that's phenomenal San Francisco team.
But it's satisfying
lost.
it's satisfying that the Kansas City beat a formidable opponent. It could have went either way. My issue is that if you go up against a cupcake type of contender, or it just meant more that, okay, what we talked about earlier, like you said, you were joking about you would rather that the Bears had beat the Packers in the playoffs for this to get to the thing.
No, I'd rather the Bears played
who
was it? Seattle that year. I'd rather the Bears played Seattle, get to the Super Bowl, because that Super Bowl was cheeks.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers caked walked through it, and our defense probably could have won that mug for us.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I would have rather not played the Packers, went to the Super Bowl and had a chance at winning it, than losing the NFC title game, but say, well, we almost did it versus our rival.
There's no absolute here. This is all obviously opinionated. Mm-hmm. But the one thing that we can draw from this, it matters because it matters to the players. The Buffalo Bills wanted to actually play Patrick Mahomes in their stadium and beat them there.
Yes.
That they wanted that.
Yes.
We want you
they
there.
want to be the bullet
Now,
of the kings of the NFL. Go ahead.
realistically, they could have played anybody, won or lost, could have played anybody. It wouldn't have mattered, right? But they wanted that team. They wanted them. Why? Because they were called the best. They wanted to beat them. They wanted to show that they actually got over that hump.
It's the validation.
Baltimore. We all wanted the world wanted Lamar Jackson to show up against Patrick Mahomes. We didn't get it.
Right? Best, yes.
We didn't get it. It mattered. It matters to the players. So in the history and grand scheme of things, and what actually happened, how it all unfolds, no, it doesn't matter. We're going to look back at it 50 years. Patrick Mahomes won another ring. Don't matter who he played, right? But in the real time, in the moment, and to the people who actually played it, because that's where the debates start. Like people always go back, and it's across every sport. You go back to basketball. LeBron losing to Steph Curry that first time. Well, he didn't have Kevin Love and Kyrie. That's a real conversation we still have 10 years later. So it matters to the players.
But I think
it matters in the grand scheme of that.
It matters to the players that lose.
It matters to the players, period.
You think it mattered to Draymond?
Yes.
You think it matters to Stephen Curry?
It did.
When they're sitting there holding up their championship title, they're happy that they won the world championship.
No, they are. They are. But it does matter because guess what? That's where the rivalry starts. Okay, now we get to play. We get to play you at fight you at your best. All right, cool. What happens now? Oh, you lose. Oh, so I guess we were better than you. I bet we gonna come back and be at our best now that y'all don't figure this out. And that's where that 5-year rivalry starts. That's how that happens.
Like, hey, remember in Rocky 3?
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go.
How long ago was this movie?
Here we go.
Everybody take a shot.
Yep,
Take your shot.
Here we go.
Hey,
Pull your drinks
pass
up.
me that alcohol right
You better
there.
than me.
Hey, listen,
Remember in Rocky 3?
pass me that.
There is no tomorrow.
The gasoline right there.
There is no tomorrow.
Rocky is beating all the bums, right? Slaying all these guys.
Joe,
right?
this is for you. I'm gonna drink this
And
gasoline.
then Clubber Lang is like, hey, give me a shot, whatever. And then Rocky gets destroyed by Clubber Lang, right?
Yes, he gets killed.
But he comes back and beats him, right?
There's a 20-year-old in the
Sure.
chat. Like, I don't know who he's talking about.
Or in Rocky 5.
Okay, all right. Take the camera over. Hey, Joe. Here's but to the old man's point.
Oh no.
To the old man's
Oh,
point.
no.
To the old man's point. Joe, do you feel any worse about the 1985 Super Bowl?
No, because that was.
Do you feel any
That's
worse
not-
about the 85 Super Bowl?
That's not the point.
Joe, do you feel any worse about the 85
That's
Super
not
Bowl?
the point.
Has anybody ever come up to you and said the Chicago Bears didn't slay the biggest beast in the Super Bowl?
No, I mean the adversity they had.
Because the New
they were
England
so
Patriots
good.
were not the best team.
No, they were the team that was just served up on the platter.
Exactly.
But they were the best team. Period.
Do you feel any
issue-
worse?
That's not the
The
debate,
point
though.
that you're saying is that they weren't the best team in the AFC that year.
That
The
was
Patriots weren't the best team in the
they
AFC.
Well, he's saying the
already
Bears
so
were the
good,
best
it
team in
didn't
the
matter
league.
who
The
they
Bears
played.
were the best team in the NFL, but they didn't beat the best competition. They beat, like
were
you
so
said, what
good.
was served up on a platter,
Yeah.
and they beat them, what was it,
46 to 10.
46 to 10.
Take a shot.
Wait,
that
so
you brought up.
before I answer, Pat, are we saying does beating the best matter on the way to the championship or at the championship?
I'm saying, if you win a ring at the end of the day, do you care who you beat to get there?
Here's why I disagree with you a little bit. You make some very valid points on why it doesn't matter. Here's why I think it matters. In all of sport, outside of talent and skill, what's most important?
Winning.
Okay. I'll just say
And
it.
how you stack
where
up
my
against the
mind
best.
was going was confidence. When you have confidence in knowing that you can beat a team, like we'll take the Bears for example. I just looked up the schedule. Our most challenging game is we can all agree probably is going to be San Francisco this
for
year,
sure.
right? December 8, 24 at San Francisco. If we beat them at home, at their home,
That's a confidence
that's
builder.
going to boost my confidence. So if I meet them, let's just say in the Super Bowl, obviously, I'm no, they're both in the NFC. So if I
NFC championship.
NFC championship, that's going to boost my confidence. Say we already did this before, we can run it back. Now, of course, the playoffs are a different level and a different aggression, but if you already have that in the back of your head, it's a mental game too. We all know that that's part of sports as well. If you know you can beat somebody, you have that confidence, that track record of going and saying, hey, I already did this, I can do it again, versus not having that and saying, I lost to them, all right, well, we might. You have some doubts.
See,
Or-
I would push back on that though, because when the Chicago Bears played the Patriots, the year that they went, again, take another shot. When the year that they went to the Super Bowl,
He had to go back to 85.
85.
no,
Jesus.
2006.
Clown me.
No, 2006. When they played the Patriots during the season,
Oh,
Pat, you
yeah,
can only
yeah,
say
yeah.
it so many
Yeah.
times.
the
Give me a
Patriots,
second.
the Patriots worked them out.
Yeah.
Right? But Lance and Brian and everybody on that team, they was like, we can beat the Patriots. That's your dumb self fault for taking that shot twice.
That's the
Nobody
Spurs.
did that for you. That was just stupid.
First of all,
Yeah,
shout out to
Dan
Tanner. First of all,
Shout out to
put
Dan.
that
Hey,
back up
look,
there.
when they
Shout out
got
to Tanner. Thank you for the super
when they
chat.
got beat, they
Thank you
were
so much.
confident that they could beat the team that beat them. They were confident. They were like, oh, yeah, it doesn't matter that we lost to them. We know we can beat them. I want to see them in the Super Bowl. They wasn't expecting the Colts to get there.
Hold on, wait.
Brian said, I had my Tom Brady playbook out. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh, we got to switch this up. Hold on now. We over here now.
Time out. Tanner,
Yeah.
you 50? Jesus. Dang.
No, don't do Tanner like
I'm
that,
sorry.
bro.
I'm sorry.
Don't do Tanner like
Hey,
that.
I
gotta
it's a
get that
joke.
Kevin
Tanner gets
Hart,
it. Tanner gets it. It's a joke.
soundboard.
Shout out
Yeah.
Tanner with the $25 super chat. Said, I'm so proud of y'all on the panel. Just made 50 Tuesday. So, Joel, I'm the older guy in Breeze Nation. Salute. Shout out to Tanner, man. Me and Tanner got some. Me and Tanner got some crazy.
I will say
Hey,
this,
all the
but
old guys.
again, Pat's definitely not wrong. Like, if I win, I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
No,
I
at the end of the
won.
day, I don't care who I won.
No, I
It's
enjoy
up to you.
winning.
Taking the trophy home.
LeBron's fourth ring came against the Miami Heat of Jimmy Butler basically being Jesus
And nobody
Christ on
respects
the
that
court.
With no crowd.
And nobody respects that trend.
No, nobody likes it. 'Cause you don't like it because you're not a
Darn.
LeBron fan.
I-
But guess what?
I don't
If
like-
the Chicago Bulls had won that championship, we would all be sitting there going,
Yeah.
guess what? Championship 7.
Take
You
the
can't
bubble.
tell us nothing.
It's-
That was a hard fought
It's
championship.
interesting you say that though, because LeBron, the name LeBron, because LeBron had a bet with Kobe to make it to the finals, and Kobe actually spoke about how he wanted LeBron there to give the fans what they wanted, and LeBron even spoke about how he was mad that he didn't get there to give the fans what he wanted. So that goes to show you that even in that moment, does it matter? Because Kobe won still, right? Kobe had his that was his fourth ring.
Fifth ring.
Oh, yeah, he was
Fourth
yeah.
ring. It
When
was
he beat
against
Boston?
Orlando.
Oh, the Orlando one. Oh,
Fourth
yeah,
ring.
yeah.
That's his
Cleveland,
fourth ring.
yeah.
So Kobe got his fourth ring, right? He tied with Shaq, whatever, like that. That didn't matter to him. But he wanted to play LeBron because he wanted to play the best that he was tied to.
Well,
You're the best.
he wanted to play LeBron because he wanted to pass the torch.
But it also helps.
He said he
also-
wanted to play
that's-
LeBron because he wanted to
He's
pass the
actually
torch.
right about that because
That's literally what Kobe said. He was like, I was hoping for that pass the torch moment. Not that I want to lose to you, but if you come in there and you actually beat me and I'm giving you my all, you get the grace of being the face of the league.
Right. It's the validation. It's all those things that come with that.
and that's what people are talking about.
Of course,
When you
we
beat
want-
the best,
I understand all of that. All of that
So
goes
both
into
can be
beating them.
true.
But here's
Both
the thing.
can be
But here's
true.
the thing. I'm talking about at the end of the day.
but both are true. It doesn't matter as if you win. Ultimately, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But if
I
you
get
win
that.
while beating the best, it means even more.
No,
Exactly.
no. But Joe, what you were saying was it doesn't feel as good if I don't win.
That's
Yes,
what we
it do. If I win the ring, it feels great. I
it's
don't
nice to
care
win.
who I beat to win the ring. It could be 10-year-olds out there.
Nah.
And I
Nah.
kick
No.
their mugs and I'm
No.
winning the ring.
And that's the
No.
difference between.
No.
But that's the difference
That's
in
my
how you
point.
compete
No.
versus others.
No.
I
Because
draw the line at
I
that.
honestly want.
Thank
Whoa,
you.
wait a minute now.
You did say 10
Beating
years.
them kids and stuff.
Hey, listen, man.
He said I draw the line at 13. That was nuts.
Hey,
Oh, I thought you said at 13.
No.
I was like, wait a minute,
That's a
dog.
flag.
Calm down there, Josh Giddey.
I'm sorry. Wow. Yep. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. It means more when you beat the best on your way. Now, does it again? They both can be
But
true.
they're all professional teams, right? It's different. I'm joking about the 10-year-old, but they're all professional teams.
Dog, you know that there's tiers to this. They are all professional teams, but some teams are better than others.
Do you think Jason Tatum is going to be upset that he beat the Dallas Mavericks
No, Jason
to
Tatum's-
win his first
No, I
ring?
Jason
think that's
Tatum-
a good matchup. We thought it was a good matchup.
That's
they
I don't think that's a good example.
Bro, they're killing them by 20
But
every
they're a really good
game.
team.
I don't think
You
that's-
know
I don't
why?
think that's a
Because
good
people
example
are not
because
giving Boston the credit that they deserve.
That's true.
Everybody felt like
He
what?
still ain't getting the credit he deserves.
Because-
Oh no,
and they're
because he
not
don't
seeing it.
deserve it.
They're not necessarily. They've been consistent. They've been to the Eastern Conference Finals,
He ain't
and
been
everybody doubted them, right? Because what happens? They get in there. They everybody says they got all the talent, but then
They
what
do.
happens is they get lax. they stop getting
They don't play
into
up to their potential.
yeah, like they fall short in terms of it's on them. And if they're actually finally figuring it out, you know, and the
after
thing
6 years, I hope you did it.
See,
Exactly.
I think mugs aren't hearing what I'm saying. Because Chef Mac asked Pat, if we beat the Packers, you're not gonna care. Sure. Is it a better story if the Bears beat the Packers on the way to the Super Bowl?
Well, they have-
110%.
Yeah.
110%. But if we play Seattle, the Giants, I don't know how to get there, and freaking give me another NFC team that's like
Niners.
very mediocre.
Oh, the Rams.
The Rams on the way to the Super Bowl, and we win the Super Bowl.
Of
I'm not
course.
cheering any less.
Of course.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no,
beating my
No, no,
chest any less.
No.
I'm the world champion.
Yes, I'm with you. It
And
just
so that's my point. When I say does beating the best matter, I'm talking about in the grand scheme of things at the end of it. You talk about that finals that Giannis brings to Milwaukee, but Chris Paul was hurt. Chris Paul or Giannis don't care because guess what? If Drew Holiday was hurt and it wasn't Chris Paul take advantage of it. He got his first ring. It's a two-way street when injury comes into play. It's a two-way street, and that's why I don't short anybody who won that championship because all of those players were put in the same situation, and one team came out the best. The
Yes.
bubble is not invalidated to me because everybody was in that bubble, just like LeBron was in that bubble.
so like 99 strike short in season 2.
Everybody went through the same situation. Everybody played in the same circle. Now it's different if Brian plays in the bubble and Miami get to play outside, and then they meet in the middle, and now it's like, oh, well, y'all not dealing in the same circumstances. One is given an advantage that another is not. But if everybody's getting the same circumstances, and I don't
Well,
care
that's
how I
almost
get there and how I
impossible.
win it.
That's almost impossible, though.
What you mean?
Your road to the Super Bowl, your road to the finals is different for each team. The Celtics did not play the same level of competition the Mavs did.
No.
110. So guess what? The wear and tear on the Mavs was worse than the wear and tear on the Celtics.
Yeah, because they
It's never going to be even.
Yeah.
It's never even. It's very rarely even. And when it is that even, you typically have what we have with the Cavs and the Warriors because they both kind of moonwalked their ways to the finals. We knew what it was going to be. Like we knew that for 3 years straight. But how many times have we had that? We've only had it like
I mean,
3 sections of history. Like you knew Utah was going to make it.
all of LeBron's career, he basically played.
He kind of walked it. He walked. He had
He was
the East
given
was
that.
weak. He
Yeah.
kind of walked there, and that's why everybody's like that knock on his legacy is, hey, you had it easy
You were
in the
in the
East.
East. If you were in the
Now,
West, you would be
Do
down
I
to the
agree
East.
with the fact that hey, that besmirches his legacy? No, he still won. He's still going to be considered a top 10 player of all time. But it's not missed upon me that, oh yeah, you had it very easy compared to your Western Conference opponent. In fact, you probably wouldn't have made it out if you had to play in the Western Conference. That's real.
I mean, I get that, but to me, it's just like, again, I'm saying if I win it, right? The Mavs probably aren't going to win this,
The Mavs aren't going to win it.
right?
It's 3-0.
I give them one.
Do
game.
you think Boston cares that they played a week
They
East to
should-
win their ring?
They should not. They
No.
should not.
That's my point.
No.
They should.
Do you think that Boston,
You know why?
and again, do you think Boston cares heading into next season that they played a week East to win the ring? No,
No.
because
Well, I don't think it's
No,
going to be weak
Boston
anymore.
is the
I think-
best. But see, they are the
But
best
they were the better team
They're
this season,
supposed to
period.
win. And a
They were
lot
the
of
best team
times,
this year.
if you're not performing like you should have, right? And then they should have had that run. This because they've been together what 3 or 4 years now of competitive, like number 1 in the East, number 2 in the East.
Man, maybe like 4 or
That's a-
5.
So okay, 5
Finals,
years.
if you-
And so
Five.
they finally they've been to this is their second finals. They finally gonna win one. Like
Yeah.
to me, if anything, they
They
were not
earned it.
able to create a dynasty that they probably should have.
so if you're the best, you're excluded from that thing.
You're
No.
supposed to win.
If you're the best, you're excluded. You still can go up against the second best. The second best can beat you.
Yeah.
So if you're the best, you're excluded from it matters to beat the best.
My comment was more about it's sweeter when you go up against the best and validates against the top
But-
competition.
And both of y'all are right.
That's all I'm saying.
Both of y'all
That's
are
my
right.
comment. No, but he was stepping
I
on
don't care.
my
I-
comment
Yeah,
about
No,
it.
no, my
Like literally, like what you said either can even compliment what he's saying. Like it doesn't matter who I play,
course.
but at the same time,
Yeah.
guess what? If I beat the second best, whoever you said was better than me on the way there, guess what? It's even better because now you have nothing to say against me.
Right.
Like that's y'all both are on a like.
And the difference is, see, because we've had winners and we've watched a dynasty actually happen. So we are sitting here watching other teams happen. We can comment on anybody else we want to, because they're not our teams. Now, if that's your team that wins, to your point, yeah, we won. But a smart fan knows, like you said, if the Bulls had won in a bubble championship against an undersized team and they won, yeah, great. Yeah. Number 7, we'll take it. Cool.
See, no, I'm not. You're
running down the streets like, yeah, we did.
Absolutely, we in the streets. That's my thing. That's my thing. For you, if you're like, oh well, we didn't beat them when everybody's 100% healthy, you're not beating your chest. You're not as excited.
We didn't have a dominant team.
Like let's say the Bulls played. It'll never happen. The Bulls played Phoenix in that championship, and Chris Paul goes down. And
we'll take it.
See, you saying we'll take it. I'm saying championship 7. I'm flipping tables. I'm crying in the street.
I'm flipping tables.
Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Listen,
this is the greatest team.
If the Bears win the Super Bowl and Zay Flowers ain't out there, and oh my God, because guess what? Odunze might not have been out there. I'm crying. I'm flipping tables. There's nothing tampered. That's my point. There's nothing that can dampen a championship for you because you have 32 teams, depending on the sport, going for it, and only one can come away with it. There's nothing in my mind that if I win a ring, I'm going to look back and go, but Chris Paul wasn't out there as healthy.
Yeah. No, we can say
Chris Paul.
We can say that all we want to. It's not our team.
You can't dampen the anticipation of a Super Bowl.
Oh, you son of a...
I had to get it in there once.
And back to our word.
Hey, man. Oh, anticipation. Today's word of the day, tempted to anticipate. We got to get we got to get the sound effects.
Yeah.
Like I have at my house. So it could be like, on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze, today's word is anticipation.
No, we need like really bad corny music. Like, put that in there. That's hilarious. So we got this last topic.
Yeah, let's get to this last topic, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. That was a good conversation, healthy debate. I disagree with Joel wholeheartedly.
Actually, just introduce our. Where
we introducing the Hall of Fame?
I have.
Hold on, before we introduce the Hall of Fame, we do got to talk about this. I don't know if we have a lower third for this. Hey, Atlanta, cheat again.
Oh,
do it. Oh,
Kurt Cobain, baby.
Cheat again, bro.
That was
I didn't
listen. Miami got more for not getting the guy than Atlanta got for getting their guy. Cheat again. Ryan Poles, start cheating. Nah, I will say this. He might be. He might be. DeAndre Swift was signed 42 seconds after the deadline.
Record time.
Hey, bro. DeAndre Swift was signed very, very fast. But, bro, cheat again.
Was it 50,000? 50,000?
Bro, they charged. It was 50,000 to the GM. It was 250,000 to the organization and a 5th round pick. So to get who you believe is your quarterback heading into the next couple of seasons
for the low price
of
300,000.
Hey, for the low price of 300,000 in the 5th, cheat again, bro.
And if you're the Bears, a punter, for the low price of 300,000 and a punter, cheat. There you go.
Dog, that was nuts when I saw that, bro. That was nuts. They taxed Miami more for thinking about getting Tom Brady.
I do want to say this, and I like this comment.
You tried to get the greatest?
You tried to get Brady?
You tried to get the greatest?
Give me your 1st round pick.
Tampering is such a stupid rule.
It's stupid because they basically have a legal tampering period. It's not a stupid rule because you shouldn't have, because then right in the middle of the season, I can be like, you should come play with us, and I can have full conversations with you. It's a good rule to have. It's stupid because they literally go, during this 2 weeks, you can say whatever you want. They have a purge basically on players.
If you think if you think those players aren't talking to each other, hey, coach like you, dog. Coach.
No, the conversation would definitely happen. But the tampering rule is so that an organization can't call you. The tampering rule is so that like the GM can't pick up the phone in the middle of the season and be like,
everybody but the GM can sit there and be like, hey, dog, come on.
No.
But the
front
GM
office can as a whole.
It's kind of like what happened with
the GM is the one that can offer money.
Did you hear about the Carlos Boozer situation in Cleveland? Like
When he was first there or when he went back?
When he was first there.
Okay.
So he was drafted by Cleveland.
Yeah.
Apparently, he made like a deal with the owner, like Mr.
I
Gunn.
do remember that.
And so they was like, yeah, I'll honor that. And then
he never
they
did.
had the intention of that. Then he turns right back around,
He took
using
the
leverage,
money.
and then he
got
tricked,
LeBron.
He tricked the Cavaliers, and then he rolled over to use them as leverage to go to Utah.
Yeah.
But they were like, they thought in good faith that was going to happen. But you're going under the table in the sense of trying to do something, And go ahead.
That would have been a squad, bro.
Yeah, would have.
C. Booz and Brian.
In prime Boots. Yeah. Because he was
That
a dog
would've
in
been-
Utah.
Hey, that was the dumbest thing he could have ever done. He effed his whole
He got-
career
he got
up.
real
Carlos
money, though.
Boozer would have went down as one of the greatest power forwards of all time.
Well, he got some. Now they weren't giving him. He was a second round pick. I think he got like peanuts in Cleveland. So the deal he was going to get was not going to be that much money, anyways.
Bro, his legacy would have been different.
Yeah,
we gonna
but
forget about Carlos Boozer.
I think he's okay going to the bank every day.
That is true. He got money, but he would have.
paid.
He
Grab
probably
that, Joe.
would have had rings.
Grab that.
And then he got more money when he came to Chicago.
They probably
Chicago.
get to the finals more if Booz is there.
Hold that.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares about LeBron?
Yeah, who
Anyways,
cares? Let's do this introduction to the Windy City Breeze Hall of Fame. The Windy City Breeze Hall of Fame is where we give love to those Chicagoans who maybe aren't going to get Hall of Fame love throughout their careers, but had really, really strong careers here in Chicago. We're going to be doing this throughout the summer. We're going to be basically bringing up, 5 players, and we put 4 in once a week, something like that.
I guess so. I think we could do an initial one of just we know the greats of the greats.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
Do we
But
even
I
need to do it? Like we could let's just put a giant list of everyone we know that's in there, bro. We're not voting on Scotty, Michael, Dennis,
right? But it's
Walter.
nice. But it's nice to revisit sometimes.
Hey, hold on. For our resident Cubs fan, I do have to bring up this conversation. So he wanted to put Sammy in first as a first ballot. We bringing him up for a vote, first ballot guy, right?
You're damn right.
Okay. And I said, we putting Sammy in before we putting in Ernie Banks. And he was like, I don't know about Ernie Banks.
Whoa.
I didn't know that is disrespectful.
No.
Hey, listen.
Ernie
Hey,
Banks
Jordan, I said, the first Cubs player in has to be the dude whose nickname is the team.
Mr. Cub.
It wasn't
Mr. Cub.
It
What are we
wasn't.
talking about. Yeah.
No.
Whatever that was. Nah.
What I was
you're wrong.
speaking
You're
about
wrong.
was recency bias of
Oh,
initially.
that was you.
Yeah.
I thought you
The
said
dude
somebody
making
else.
the list.
I wasn't saying that. I was saying in terms of
Come on,
just the initial conversation. I can't say I watched Ernie Banks. I can't. I didn't watch
Well,
the
I
Cubs.
didn't, but I still know the history.
My
of the
point is
fact
that he's going.
he's
in.
monumental.
Right. There, of course, he's going to go
But
in.
you can't put Sammy in before
So,
you put Ernie
yeah,
Banks
let
in.
me
First
leave the
off,
groundwork.
Ernie
Oh
Banks
my-
a better baseball
Oh
player
my
than Sammy
God.
Sosa.
All I was doing was just
Overall,
putting a
yes.
placeholder on the introduction.
No.
And it was
No.
like, oh, you can't put. I'm like, I
Unacceptable.
just put some
Hey,
greats.
Baki
of
said y'all
Chicago
finna
on
put
there.
in Michael Jackson 2.0 over Mr. Cub.
Jody Davis.
Michael Jackson. 2.0.
Oh, you know Sammy White now.
Sammy White.
Oh,
Yeah, Sammy White now. Yeah.
that is just a placeholder.
Hey, I'm
it's
not
not
throwing,
just.
hey, I'm not even a Cubs fan, and I couldn't let that disrespect happen. That was about to be wild.
I wasn't
We was about
disrespecting
the whole list was about to get invalidated before we even put it out.
Nuts. So,
I,
Now, granted,
stipulations.
all the people that we throwing in
look,
there,
Drew
we could
just,
put a
where's
list
Ronnie
up.
Fields? That's exactly why we're doing this.
seriously.
Ronnie Fields to me is one of those individuals who
Yeah.
should go in the Hall of Fame.
He will be on the list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Like
Like
Benji in there.
What time
Benji, guys like that,
But
and
if
we
we
can
go that
highlight
route,
them and talk about them.
we
That's
gotta go
all.
like Isaiah Thomas because Zeke was like,
I don't know if we
No,
wanna do
because
that.
he went to Indiana. And
Yeah, but he was a
Chicago
the
legend.
greatest
a high school basketball
at
player.
that time.
yes,
He
we
was
can
one
put
of
him
the
in there.
greatest high school basketball players
can
of all
put him
time.
in
He can
there,
go in, yeah.
For Illinois, for Peoria Manuel,
Yeah.
Sergio McClain, like
Yeah.
a lot of guys that like people forget about that.
Ain't Brunson from the
T.
time?
Wayne Garris. There was a lot of guys that were just great players.
He from Illinois.
You said who? Who?
He said, "Ain't Brunson from the town?" I was like, "He from Illinois." Jalen
Sean-
Brunson is from
Am I
he's from up
tripping,
by
or
me.
Sean Livingston.
Sean Livingston from here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He from
played in
Peoria?
Shannon Brown.
I'm vividly
Shannon
remembering
Brown
him playing
definitely
in
from
Peoria.
here. I think he Maywood, right?
Yeah,
Shannon Brown Maywood, I think.
Gotta
So
go.
there's some names where we go, but the thing is we're gonna debate. We're gonna put a list up every week of the 5 that we think, and then we'll put 4 of them in so that there is a debate based off of it. I do have this question.
Is
though.
KG from the town for real?
KG kind of from the town?
He put Farragut on the map,
Kinda.
and if we put Ronnie
He
Fields
was there
in,
for like 2 years.
I know
though.
that, but if Ronnie Fields was my guy, more so because
Hey,
He wasn't saying Lloyd before Chicago.
No, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
bro.
he was saying
I'm
Lord
saying
for
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
Lloyd.
listen,
Yeah, Lloyd.
yeah, you gotta watch KG out here, bro. But he still got power in these streets. Maurice Cheeks, that's a tough one.
Oh no, Candace Parker,
hey,
definitely.
Cheeks.
Candace
Hey,
Parker.
Candace Parker
She
in there.
goes in.
Hey, listen, I love
Dwayne
all the
Wade gotta go
graphic
in there.
work. D Wade is easy.
Yeah.
I love all the graphic work that Joel has done here, but I do have to ask:
this dude.
are we? I know he won. I know he won.
You're an idiot.
I know he won.
All right.
But there's a lot of players before you get to him. Are we putting Jim McMahon in?
Yeah, we're putting Jimmy.
We're putting Jim McMahon in.
And I'm gonna get beat up about Ernie
Wait.
Banks, and we're not gonna put the guy that won us the Super Bowl as a
You gotta
quarterback.
put the
But he like Walter, like that
Yeah.
defense.
Walter
like
didn't even score a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
But we
the
know
defense
it
he
was
didn't
the
score
whole
a touchdown.
team.
No.
He didn't score a
He
touchdown.
didn't. But that doesn't mean that his career as a Bear and what it
dare
means
you,
to the
Joe.
Bears organization is any less.
Oh my God!
I'm just saying, are we throwing Jim
the
McMahon in
only
there?
quarterback to win. Oh,
I think that's gonna be one
You
of the
mean the only
first interesting debates. I don't know.
I want to see what
I'm not
Breeze
saying
Nation-
he's
I
out.
wanna see
Breeze
what
Nation. Breeze Nation
says.
is Jim McMahon in. He's definitely not first ballot.
He's
There's no
definitely
way he's
not
first ballot. There's no way he's first ballot. There's a lot of people we got to put in before we put Jim McMahon.
So what we doing? We want to do a first ballot, right? Like we know Mike, Scotty.
I think there's okay. So how about we do it this way?
How do we
The
remove
God
them?
the God tiers of every team. So those are in the God tier of the Hall of Fame because I think we should do it this way as well.
Yeah.
Tiers to the Hall of Fame because there's Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
And then it's
all pros.
Lawrence Taylor. You know what I mean?
Oh, Lord, yeah.
Like no disrespect to Devin Hester in the Hall, deservedly so. Get in there, phenomenal. And then there's what Aaron Donald's gonna do. You know what I mean? Like
So we
it's
got our last
levels
bridge.
to the Hall.
We
So
got-
I think we gotta have some levels to this a little bit. But
Lance Briggs for sure.
I think we put in our God tier players. So for the Bulls, God tier would be
Of course, Mike.
Mike, Scotty.
Derrick Rose.
Is Scotty really God tier?
Well, Derek
Scotty
Come
God
on,
tier.
bro, top 50 player. Yeah.
While he was still playing, yeah, Scotty got here. Yeah, it was a bunch of old dudes, and then they walked Mike and Scotty out there like, nah.
See, Dan, I was talking about Matt Forte. That was my point.
Yeah,
A lot of-
yeah.
Mike Brown. A lot of guys that did not get a lot
I mean,
of
I
love.
put Dennis
But see,
Rodman as
like I think
God
guys like Mike
tier.
Brown, like yes, Mike Brown was amazing when he was out there. Injuries robbed him,
So that
but
could be
there's
the injury
debate around
tier.
that.
That could be the injury.
We're
tier.
not putting Muzz in an injury tier.
If they
You want to
They
get
got their
canceled
careers cut
immediately?
Yeah, because as
their
Derrick
careers
Rose
got
goes
cut?
across the
the
screen.
what ifs, right?
I
The
was
what
working on
ifs.
something like that. What would have happened? Yeah.
I don't know, man.
good topic.
But I think it'll be fun. It'll get us through these next 6 weeks of us trying not to hang ourselves with the little bit of Bears content that we gonna have. And the Bulls it's not good. Although
Hey, what year we won a Super Bowl again?
85.
Okay.
Are you looking up Walter
Take a
Payton
shot.
stats?
No, I'm looking up Jim McMahon stats.
Well, it's different era. though.
Horrible.
I realize
He was
that. I
average.
realize that. I realize that.
But the game was slightly. Well, I mean,
Jim
yeah.
was smart. I'll say this.
it was defensive
It's no disrespect to Jim McMahon at all. Jim McMahon was a very cerebral quarterback. I think that if he had the opportunity to play his whole career and not get injured, that he probably would be arguably our best quarterback, if not our best quarterback in history, stats-wise as well.
Yeah,
But
he
I
still-
also think that Jim McMahon put himself in a lot of bad spots.
Yeah, he didn't use wisdom when it came to taking care of himself because the minute that he goes down, we're not winning any more Super Bowls.
Exactly.
And the thing is that he was a de facto, he was a quarterback / offensive coordinator because like he was
That's nuts, Mike Davidson. Mike Davidson. That is nuts. We're not gonna say that one on the podcast. That's not that bad. Is Scotty ex-wife in? She been balling lately.
Literally. He said literally.
Hey, I heard they back together.
Ooh, I like
Oh,
that.
I
man.
hope not.
What?
I heard they back together. I thought.
That's horrible. That's bad for him.
I mean, it's not bad for him.
Santana, I do like that name. Nathan
Yes, it
Vasquez.
is.
Why is that bad for him?
You stained my teammate's son.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, you saying it's bad for Scotty?
Scotty.
Oh, I thought you were saying it's
No,
bad for Marcus.
Scotty.
Yeah, I think Marcus living it or living in it. I appreciate y'all tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review.
Jim McMahon was in the bottom 10 of QBs that year. He was in the bottom. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this, my G.
That's what I said. I said I'm fine.
Sorry.
I'm fine putting them in, but we do gotta have a
You
conversation.
can't even say, "Oh, it was a different era," because there's a lot of people with some yards
That's
up here.
why
Dog.
I stopped. Just
Yeah,
that.
there's a lot of people with some yards up here. No,
Yeah.
dog.
No,
Yeah.
but I give him credit.
No,
for
it
being
was a different
smart
era
enough.
still.
1,
But
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
They used
He was in the bottom 6.
what was it? But you looking at yards? What was his touchdown interception?
15 tuds, 11 INTs.
Whoo!
All I
hey,
know is this: if he was that bad, we would have won more. If we would have won more championships.
We should have like a
Hey,
fan
dog.
favorite tier too.
No, listen. I know it's historic. I respect it.
it is historic.
It was before my time, though, so with a little bit of disrespect, and I mean all disrespect. Nah, we got to question this, my G. He's just part of a franchise that had the one Super
Jim?
Bowl in recent history.
Jim.
Yeah, but
Jim
if
ain't a
you-
good QB at all. I'm sorry. It's 1,001 players on that
No,
team.
but
We could
I'll
put
say
in.
this.
Now you're saying that.
I'll say this.
I would rather put the whole O line in before I put Jim.
Let
at
me
this
say
point.
this: as somebody who watched the games and went back and like not live, but of course going back and watching the games. My dad had all of them recorded. It's phenomenal. And got a chance to actually see what Jim was doing. Jim maneuvered the offense smart.
Okay.
Jim was a game manager.
Okay.
He maneuvered the
He
offense
was an
smart.
OC
He
slash
put guys in
quarterback.
he put guys in the right position. He
because
did.
you got to understand.
I'm not going to disrespect Jim to the point where it's like he was a horrible quarterback. He wasn't.
I ain't gonna say he was horrible.
What was their offensive scheme? It was run.
Right.
Give
Yeah.
Walter
He
the
give the ball
ball.
to Walter.
and then we made a new running back with Fridge.
Yeah.
It was all Dick wanted to do was run. He's like, with all the funny jokes he says, like, why did you do that? He's like, because the guy was open. I threw him the ball.
Yeah.
Don't you want to score? But I called this play. It's like, how do you go against that? Where it's like, look, I can't let you sit here and sabotage this game plan. I can't let you sit here and sabotage this game by calling runs all the time. So yeah, he couldn't throw the ball because he wasn't asked to really do it. He did it in spite of that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and
I would agree with that. There's a lot of there's a lack of opportunity as well. But I mean, listen, we'll have that debate for another day. Y'all let us know if Jim getting in.
I mean, you're right.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in. The dude in bottom.
shout out
10
to my dad.
spooks.
My dad even commented
with
about the
sunglasses
Bears. He
on.
said, not the O-line. See, even my dad, you know what I'm saying? You know,
Shout out to
Hey,
Ryan
I'm
Hope.
pretty sure
Shout
your
out
dad
Ryan
would have
Hope.
put in a bunch of other people before we put in Jim McMahon.
no,
Absolutely.
you can. But what's
I'd rather
happened
put in
after
Jim
that?
Miller.
What happened?
That's
Oh,
nuts.
no,
That's
no,
crazy.
I'm not.
That's
nuts.
crazy.
That's how
Come
crazy
on,
it is.
man.
Appreciate y'all.
That's
tuning
what
in,
I'm saying.
showing love. Hit
That's
that like
exactly
button.
what I mean.
Subscribe to the page. Leave that 5-star review. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow for some more. I don't know what we talk about tomorrow, dog. We gotta see what news come out, but we're gonna be talking something Chicago
Angel
sports,
Reese, number
something
one.
sports in general. Maybe we'll be talking a little.
Maybe we
NBA
gotta finish
finals.
this conversation right here because Buddy.
Well, Joe won't be here. So.
Hey, yeah, that's true. We're gonna do it in behalf of you. Buddy trash.
Nah, that's nuts. See, now
Sorry.
you're getting disrespected.
I'm
Y'all
sorry.
stay safe out there, Chicago. Bet down. One love. See
Justin
red.
Fields stats.
Peace.
up
Shout out
here.
to